Hey everybody, it's Comic Crack, and back with kind of an update to stage 2 of the huge comic reorganizing. I guess before I get into other things, we'll just talk about this. Is a spinner rack that I found a little while ago. It took me forever to find one. Surprisingly hard to not necessarily find them, but find people who are willing to sell them. The few like bookstores or antique type markets or something that I went to that had them, they were never selling them for obvious reasons. They were using them. Checked on Kijiji, checked on Craigslist, did some searching in some kind of warehouses that had office supplies and things over the years. This is over a few years. And finally this popped up at a Valley Village, believe it or not, which was a really, really sweet score. So that's pretty great for my books. I don't know if that's going to live right there. The door does open, you can still get in the room and everything, but it's sort of in the way. It used to live in this corner here, but I don't know, we need like another, this room needs to be just like another foot or two bigger. So I found some more short boxes at this place, Mighty Comics. It's a place that was right across from the road from my previous house. I was in the area, stopped in to see if he had any short boxes, picked up two the first time I was there, and to my surprise, when I went to pay for them, they came out to just over $10 for both. And I swear, at the previous place that I've been buying short boxes, which is Book Fair, I usually buy a bunch of other things, but I swear they were a couple of dollars more per box there. So I went back yesterday to pick up a bunch more. I was going to just pick up like another 4. He only had one left. Apparently me and another guy have come in this week and kind of cleaned him out. So it's going to be a few more weeks till he gets another shipment of short boxes in. So I think I bought another 3. I had a couple. I reshuffled stuff around. Mr. Tom had a short box upstairs. I had cleaned out one of the long boxes and given him that for his. Got rid of the filing cabinet. There's still 2 drawers that are kind of 3/4 filled out there. In the other room is out there, is what I mean by that. And right now it's kind of just roughed in. Like these 3 are magazine boxes. This is just some various shit like CDs. There's some DVDs, stuff like that. Just kind of various junk boxes filled with stuff. Another magazine box there. So these 4 long boxes eventually will get transferred into short boxes. I have a feeling, like I said, this bookshelf's going to go away. The magazine boxes will pile up here where they were before, so I have more room for short boxes. I think I'm going to need all the space. It's 4, 8, 9, 10. I have room for 10 more short boxes, and I think it's going to fill all 10, if not pretty damn close. Which leads me to another point, which I'll get to in a minute. This box right here has been filled up again with stuff to get rid of. On Twitter I posted a photo. These are Batman, the animated series, Series 2, 10 packs of those cards. Sorry, I wasn't even focused on it there. That I found in a box that I was thinking of, you know, doing something with. All I have left for shipping supplies is this box. One of these boxes is filled with bubble wrap. Another one is filled with padded envelopes. So I've really, because I've done some game trading and sent some comics and packages over the holidays and things, I'm really down on my shipping supplies, which is okay. I mean, I can always get some more, but I'll have to deal with something else for that. So, I mean, it looks all organized and everything, but last night, I shot a video last night actually, and when I went to look at it today, it was completely out of focus, which is maybe a good thing. I kind of went off on a rant on there. I was feeling very overwhelmed. I still am to some degree with the amount of comics that I have. I think because it's kind of filling up this corner, I think once those are gone and boxes are on the shelf, I'll probably feel a little calmer about the whole thing and all the magazines are put to the side. I just feel like I have too fucking much. I feel overwhelmed by stuff. And I don't like that feeling. So, which is why that box got filled pretty quick last night. I was having another look at my labeling and kind of looking at some more series that I could probably get rid of. I can probably fill another short box of comics to get rid of. But I want to sit with it for a couple of days first. Yeah, I mean, even just talking about it now, I feel a bit of anxiety about it. It's by no means do I feel like I have an enormous collection, but my previous guess of around 4,000-ish is probably off by about 3,000 now that I'm kind of seeing them all out and seeing these long boxes and seeing there's more comics out there. Mr. Tom's got a bunch in his room too. My brother's 4 short boxes are down there. It's a lot of books, and obviously things like my brother's books aren't going to get touched. He's supposed to visit this summer. I'll kind of sit with him and see if there's any things that he wants to get rid of or whatever, just to kind of cut down on the amount of stuff. Yeah, it's a funny thing, you know, when it was all spread out, sure, it seemed like a lot, but I don't think it really sunk in until it was all kind of in one space and kind of organized like this, funnily enough. Plus it's a little messy because I'm still in the process of organizing. Like, there's some magazines lying there, gear there, bunch of extra shit laying all over the place that eventually will get cleaned up, so I think it'll look a little tidier. But it doesn't negate the fact that it's a lot of shit. Now, by no means do I think that getting rid of this I'm gonna make a bunch of money and, you know, do whatever with. It's just the fact of things just need to change, I think, a little bit. I think I need to take an even harder look at my collection and really just pare it down. I feel a little dominated by the collection, and that's probably because I've been kind of immersed in organizing lately, so that's probably why. I get in these kind of fixated modes, get a little OCD about the whole thing, where I can't let it go. Like, I was up until 2:30 in the morning putting together shelves, organizing, getting rid of stuff, making different piles. Like, I threw a bunch of stuff away today, things that were broken. Like, I started throwing away the actual filing cabinet drawers and things. And then putting aside stuff that I'm going to either give away or, like I say, eventually maybe sell or trade. So it brings me to my next point of, there's this mini convention coming up March 20th here in Winnipeg, and I know a couple of people who are collectors as well, and I know a couple of people who have set up at the big convention. I contacted one woman just to see if she was going to set up at this small convention. There's probably 3 other guys I can contact, just buddies of mine, that I know one of them is going through his collection right now too and getting rid of stuff. The other guys is more on the hoarder side of it, but he has set up a table a couple of times at the big convention. I'd like to see if they're interested in it. Maybe we can go in together. I'm not sure how much a table would be at this small convention, but I can't imagine it would be too much, especially if it's been between the 2 of us. Because at the most I'll probably have 2 short boxes of stuff and some graphic novels. I've got a handful of graphic novels in that box that I'm probably going to get rid of. It just feels like a good time to do it, especially at that convention where when you see a new face, you tend to see the same people all the time. I'm hoping that if it does pan out, and if I do feel like it's worth it, I'm hoping that at least I get some people looking at stuff. Whether or not everybody buys something is beside the point. It's just kind of having it there for a new group of people to kind of go through. I can't really trade graphic novels at the shops that I usually trade because they don't... I mean, as you guys are aware, I'm sure, graphic novels ain't worth shit. Once you've bought them, that's pretty much it. You can't really sell them. You're not that you can with a ton of comics either, but you still have a little bit of a chance with single issues to kind of make some money. With graphic novels, in my experience anyway, no way in hell are you making money on graphic novels. A couple that I do have, I saw were selling on eBay for kind of $10 a pop. So I figure even at this convention, if I sell them for $5 a pop, I think that's pretty reasonable. They're nothing really old. It's newer stuff. Umbrella Academy, The Exterminators is another one, that mini-series of books. Things like that. Yeah, so, I mean, that's kind of where I am with it. Part of me really needs this to be done though, you know. 10 short boxes, part of me feels like I need to go today. It's a holiday today, a holiday Monday, so I don't know if many places are open. Some places just have shorter business hours, like open from noon till 4 or something like that. I'm gonna get in touch with Book Fair and see if they are open, and maybe I can go and score some more short boxes, because I really need closure on this. I'm really kind of feeling it. Let me know in the comments if anybody else kind of goes through this stuff as well. I'm sure everybody does. It's not that I feel like a hoarder or anything by any stretch. It just feels like I have this attachment to them that it's a bit of a struggle wanting to let things go, but realistically, I need to come to terms with that, and I just need to get rid of stuff. The number that I had said, I think in a previous video, of kind of a 4,000 comic, which is still a shitload of comics, let's face it. When am I going to sit down and read 4,000 fucking comics again? Like, let's get realistic. I feel that that's kind of a nice number to be in as far as the size of my collection. But even that is questionable, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know. You can probably hear it in my voice. This is much more contained than last night's video, though. So, anyway, let's focus on something else for a second. I put up some new art. Pinned up those surface tension postcards. Have something nice to look at. Gotta keep this up there, gotta keep checking those off. My parents went to Italy 2014. They've been a few times. They went on their honeymoon, and this was a restaurant they went to on their honeymoon, and they had an old, from that time, they had a menu poster like this in their house, and I remember it growing up as a kid. It was framed in the house, and I loved it. So last time they went back in 2014, they picked one up for me so I can have one, which is great. It doesn't look like the graphics have changed, the style of it has changed a little bit, but it's basically the same thing that I remember growing up, which is pretty fantastic. I really love having this in here. Yeah, just kind of move pictures around. A couple of notes, some drawing of a show that I had put on, just kind of how I was routing all my effects pedals and amps and that sort of thing, and notes on a piece of music that I just discovered the other day, so I pinned that up because I'd like to try to recreate that at some day, see what it sounded like. I don't know. There we go. The other thing that I did film last night was looking through this magazine box, so that'll probably be in a separate video. I think this one is kind of almost 15 minutes now, so maybe that's long enough of me moaning like a little baby. So the next video will be looking at that box. There's some comics journal in there and stuff that I talked about, so maybe we'll do that in part 2. Stress aside, I do love the way that it looks. I really like these shelves. I'm thinking, like, they're attached to the wall, but I'm also thinking of maybe trying to zip tie these together even so they sit a little solid as kind of one unit. Not that I worry that they're going to fall over, because there's no way these damn things are going to fall over, but you can never be too sure. You probably can't see it under there. I don't know. Back there, it's a zip tie that's wrapped around, and then it's screwed into the wall with a drywall plug, and then a screw into that, just to stop it from tipping. But like I said, the damn thing is pretty solid because of all the weight on it. Yeah, I mean, it's nice having everything laid out so I can get access to things that I need to. Alright, Fuller, that's enough. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching and listening, and yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on collecting. Let me know how you deal with these moments. And we'll see you in a bit where we look through some magazines. Thanks guys.